Thank you, Rebecca, for giving me a couple of minutes to talk about this mesmerizing, incredible film. I like that a lot. I would like to pick your brain for hours, but I can't. So let's start by asking. I understand that this story feels very personal to you and your family, and this contributes to your commitment to transfer this story from the book to the cinema. You spent 7 years trying to make your film for which you had to face a lot of challenges. So my first question is, how different is this version from the one you visualized originally while you were reading the book?
Well, I wrote the first draft of the screenplay in 10 days after finishing the book for the first time, and that was 13 years ago. Um,
Okay.
and I have to say, honestly, a lot of the big ideas were there. You know, the black and white, the aspect ratio, the certain stylistic choices, certain the kind of quietness of the sound design. These were all ideas that were very present at the beginning. But I think I was very intimidated by how ambitious the film was. And I sort of assumed that it should be my, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh film, like not my first. So it sat in a drawer for a long time. And I tried to do other things, but then I think I realized that making a film is so hard, like sticking with something for so long and convincing people to back it is so difficult that you probably should do the one that you have the most passion about and the most clarity of vision. And yes, I did, have this emotional connection because my African American grandfather on my mother's side passed white for his whole life. So there was that too, the sort of driving force of I have to do this, and there's only one way to do it, and I have to just keep going. So I came back to it, and then spent 7 years trying to convince people to give me the money.
That you did a beautiful job, and congratulations for that. So, was there anything that you could not adapt from the work, from the book, that you would have liked to include in the film?
I felt sad that I couldn't include the fact that the beginning of the book starts in Chicago. And I felt a certain, sort of a little bit of concern because I knew Nella Larsen was from Chicago, and I felt worried that I wanted to represent that. But the truth is, I think even if I had the money to do that, I think that the decision to sort of streamline it and keep it in New York was far better for the movie in the end. But I definitely worried about that for a brief second. But other than that, I think most of it is as close to the sort of dreamy big budget version that I had in my head.
and you did beautifully. So some a thing that I loved most about this film was what you did with your lead stars. So what about your work as an actress? Did you include, if anything, in the process of creating or working the characters with your leads?
Well, I'm a real stickler as an actor for intentionality. Like I don't, especially if something is subtextual, I think it's very important to find ways to be clear about what's going underneath the surface intention. So, this sort of intention and counter intention. And I often, when I'm acting, I map out the sort of emotional journey of a character. And I did that with Tessa because so much of her interiority is very complicated. And I think it was important for us to both be on the same page about what was going on subtextually. But I used other skills with other actors. I think, it's not, there's no one size fits all situation. And I would never force the things that I do as an actor onto another actor. I don't think that makes sense. I think the most important part about directing actors is understanding what each individual actor needs in order to do their best work and then letting them do it.
Excellent. Thank you for that. So for my last question, all the topic, because this is not only about the passing concept, which is the first time I learned about this concept. Of all the themes that you present in the film, what would you like people to take away?
Well, I think the truth is, it's simple. I think the more work that you do for the movie, the more you get out of it, the more you engage with yourself and what you're bringing to the film will be in part what you get out of it. There are going to be people who think it's all about the racial aspects. There are going to be people who think it's a story about adultery. There are going to be people who think it's a story about repressed homosexuality. There are going to be people that think it's about, society's rigid domesticity or gender issues. And all of these things are true, and labels, but it is broadly about labels. That's ultimately what it's about, is these containers that we're all so busy trying to put ourselves in, and how we always spill out of them. We're always more than one thing.
Excellent. Thank you very much. My time is up. And thank you again for teaching me about the concept of casting and how relevant it is still today. We have a lot of things to do to change the world. So thank you again. Congratulations on such a beautiful film. And again, stay safe wherever you are. Thank you very much. Have a great day.